Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, people? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name's Adam Vale, senior editor over at the Koalition.com. I'm joined by Ken Burke. What's up, Ken?
What's up?
What's up is I think we got a good one. For this season. It hasn't been great for season 2 of Cross. Last episode was all over the place. We talked about it. You know, blatant truth. Shout out blatant truth. Oh, Kayla is for the streets. And that was legit. I loved it. I was laughing. I dropped my phone.
Aptly named blatant truth.
Oh, nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because season 1, she was messing with John. Season 2, messing with Cross. But then it's really this season really made Cross seem like the aggressor on all of this, which was kind of shocking. But come on, man, Kayla, she's dealing with a lot of other things in her head, and she don't even care. But hey, whatever. But that was great. Great shout out. Thank you for the comment. That was fantastic. All right. But this episode titled Climb, episode 5, season 2, people. This was good. This was the type of Cross, the way they're presenting him. This is the type of Cross we want.
Yeah.
You know, somebody
smart, well-spoken.
Yep, sticks to the plan, isn't chasing, Kayla all around or whoever love interest at the time, whether it's Al, this, that. Man, I was like, when they had that meeting with the table with Luce, aka Rebecca, and he was like, let's have a toast. He ordered a drink. I'm like, don't hit on her too, man. Come on. Yeah, I get it. She got all dialed up, man. You saw that. That was kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, where are you going? Why are you all dressed up? You got the makeup, the dress.
It was a cocktail dress.
Oh, she was definitely done to the nines. But it's whatever. It is what it is. But hey, the episode was good. Let's get into this. It started off interesting. So it looks like she was being cleansed. Right, that's what I got from she's a loose
definitely some Santeria stuff,
right? Doing something, getting cleansed, doing all that. It jumps over real quick to the police at the morgue. They're examining Lincoln's body. We had a question with this, if you remember in the last episode where Lincoln died. The gun was on the floor. Luce's hand was still on it. Yeah, he put the gun toward his chest and the whole thing, but still, where she would have fingerprints. They don't bring that up. They don't bring up the gun at all. They even said during the whole cleansing of the body, the morgue, they were like, "Oh, this was self-inflicted."
Yeah, it keeps flipping back and forth the scenes. Her getting cleaned, and then the guy, what do you call the head guy at the morgue?
Mortician, right?
Well, not the word I was looking for, but yeah, he is a mortician. And so you were hearing what was happening with her and what's happening at the morgue. And yeah,
he's not the mortician. Holy damn! Isn't the mortician the one that works at the funeral parlor? But this is just a doctor doing the whole thing, man.
Right?
How do we blank on that? But we all know. We know what we're talking about.
We know what
man, we get it. We get it. But the point here is the fact that they said that, and we were like, oh, they're gonna bring it up in the next scene, right? About the gun and the whole thing, and they don't do that. We don't get that. If anything, we just noticed that we see Luce getting a new tattoo on her back. So not only does he get a cleansing, which is fine, but you got to clean your back if you're going to get some tat work on. You don't want some dirt on there. So there we go. Did
you notice what the tat was of?
It was Lincoln.
No.
Abraham Lincoln.
No.
It
was the mythical character Sochi that they had talked about when they were in bed together. And the great eagle that he thought he was.
Oh, that he was the eagle.
She was riding the great eagle. Yeah.
I got questions then because before I forget, because I know I'll probably forget it. Remember later on in the scene when Luce was talking to the aunt, when the aunt walked in while she was in the tub cleaning and doing all that stuff, and she says the tattoo, "Oh, this is from Lincoln. He would have liked this." I don't think she told him.
This would have made him happy.
Yeah, but how does she? You know what I mean? She didn't tell Luce didn't tell Auntie the story. She wasn't in the room. That was when they finished, right? When they were in the bedroom, when they were still at the penthouse.
Well, if you think about it, suspension of disbelief.
Back to
auntie, the auntie, right? Dia has to be the sister that Luz's mom was Dia's sister. So if mom was the one telling Luz about the story of Sochi and the Great Eagle, it's an old Mexican myth,
All right, all right. So
well, then
we'll
the
fill in the
sister would
blanks.
know it too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was
We'll
unspoken.
No, I get that. It's just that it connects to Lincoln. That Lincoln would know, but whatever, it happens, right? But I don't want to jump ahead. It connects.
You're like, if he was alive.
I know that was that comes in that other part too. He definitely would have liked being alive. Didn't have to do that. But anyway, back to the timeline here. We jump over. We got Kayla. She shows up at home, and we got Bobby Trey, who's there in the house. This dude, he's becoming a very important character. At first when she released him from jail, I'm like, okay, well, she's good. He's gonna have a little parts here and there. No, he's doing a lot of the legwork. I hope he's getting more than just whatever she's offering him
freedom
out of this. Well, that's the thing. We don't even know. What if this is just timed off, or he's getting full freedom? He's gonna get a whole new life, new ID.
I don't know. To take him back to jail, he'll murder somebody.
Well, that was our thing that we brought up also. It's like, man, he's really working for whatever she's offering, because he could have just ghost, he could have been out, but he didn't. He's doing all the running around. He found Ibrahim. Remember, we did that whole thing, and then he found this video. So he shows up at her place, right? He broke in, says, hey, take a look at the computer. I got some. So like, okay, she's watching the video, and you pointed out she looks shocked. At first, we were kind of shocked, like, man, she was there. She's even more shocked. Not that she got caught on camera, but the fact that that's not her. She says she wasn't there. This is a deep fake, right? We all seen the deep fakes. There's a ton of them now, thanks to AI. But man, she called the deep fake. She was like, that's not me. He was like, well, we'll find out if it's not you. I'm going to find out. And if it is you, then I'm coming after you. That was kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what? But isn't she still hooking you up? Well, what does it matter? I thought this was it. Case closed. She needed some intel. She needed some footage or some info that she can get about this whole case file here, because this is still Project Bad Religion. This is all still part of that. And he presented it. So no, but she was like, no. I was selling some guns, and that was part of my operation. I wasn't on this side with the soldiers.
She sold guns for money for the project, right? So they get money for the project, and she vetted the soldiers, but she was never in a room with any of them.
Yeah.
And as far as Bobby's concerned, that dude just wants to kill people. So it doesn't surprise me that he threatened her with that. He's like, if I find out that was you, I'm peeling your face off.
Yeah. Well, it's like, why? I mean, you have no stake in this. You know what I mean? It's like, do you know these people?
I think he does. He seems very driven, like personally driven, like, he's not in it for the money. He's not getting paid. He just likes causing havoc and chaos, really.
Yeah. Well, then it jumps over to Bobby. I'm sorry, I just said Bobby. It jumps over to Cross and John over in the diner. And this is where Cross just starts pretty much just spewing everything that he's been figuring out with his case. And about Lincoln, and he was like, no, I think there was more to it. I think this has something to do with the light that stands for loose and this and that. And he's just coming up with all these ideas and just rattling it all off to him. And so it gets filling him in. But I'm like, does John even care? John's dealing with his own stuff. He's still trying to figure out what's going on with his mom and to get that whole thing situated.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad they're back on the same page and not fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just, it was just adding to the initial chaos of the series, of the season.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting part. This one was pretty interesting because this was the part where Lance is at some kind of interview, right? It looked like a talk show. Right?
Yeah, he was doing spin. He was doing spin.
Oh,
he was covering his ass.
I was getting that Sally Jesse Raphael vibe with the whole thing. He called her Hillary. Did that whole thing. And then she was like, well,
some daytime talk show.
Yep. And he was like, yeah, I want to bring up everything they found at one of your factories over there and with the young documents that were there. And he was like, I didn't know. And of course, he was like, well, of course you're going to say it. No, really, I didn't know. But you know what? That's no excuse. I should have known. I take full blame, and whatever they want to come at me with, I'll take it all. That's it. It's uncalled for. I should have did better. I will do better. All the stuff people want to clap. Don't clap for me. I don't deserve it. I
actually did a good job of bullshitting.
Oh yeah. He did a good job.
He did a real good job.
He did the good job.
Now, something you didn't mention is the fact that
Mm.
while we're watching him on this daytime talk show get interviewed, Cross walks into the audience, right? And Kayla was already there. So they're in the studio watching him bullshit.
Yeah, I was waiting for him. You know when they used to go to the audience and it was like, "Hey, you want to?" Like, I'd like to ask a question. Yo, why you lying? Why you lying?
Yeah, I'd just like to know why.
Right, exactly why. My brother was on one Ricky Lake. Remember when Ricky Lake?
Yeah.
So my older brother was there, and we're like, "Oh, watch it!" And he was like, "Yeah, they let me ask a question." And Ricky Lake had him. He stood up. She put the mic to him, and then the guy kept talking. Whoever was on stage, and they went to commercial. He never said anything.
Oh,
so we just see him standing there with Ricky Lake with the mic, and I was like, "Oh, I always remember that." But I was expecting that moment to see here with the crosser or Kayla. But anyway, he gets into the back. This is Lance, and then Bob and Cross just calls him out. I was like, "That's the best line I've seen all day," or something to that effect. I mean, and he's like, "Oh, now you're gonna insult me." They go back and forth. Again, we see Nate, which is his private whatever bodyguard or whatever. She
tries to pull rank on them. She's great.
This is what I don't understand with this show, because they made it seem like she was a big part of it. Remember, it's like, I want her on the team. She's got to be in the know. Okay, fine.
Right.
She's not in the know. She's not at the precinct. She doesn't go on any of the outings to Florida and the Texas and all that.
Right.
But she's always with him. So what are you doing? And then she starts defending him. No, you don't talk to him like that. She's like, I talk to anybody I want. They get into real mouthy with the whole thing.
Yeah. Cross and her go back and forth a couple of times, and Kayla kind of put a hand on Cross and calms him down a little something. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah. So they're going back and forth the whole thing. But there was a cool little audio piece here that we get from Cross.
You go find her.
Right.
You know what? You're right, Lance. You're right. We are the best. We are going to find her, and we are going to save you. But just know this: when we're done with that, I'll be pointed at you, sir.
Yeah, I'm pointing at you.
The cool thing,
I'm
right before that, he had said you had, because they had admitted to having the vigilante girl loose as a suspect. And he was like, well, you have a suspect. Stop busting my chops.
Yeah.
And go find this person. And that was Alex's response, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely interesting with all that, because I
gotta say, out of everybody on this show, if I may, I actually think he's doing one of the better jobs.
Oh, Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As an actor, as a character,
Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
Matthew Lillard. Yeah. I think he's doing one of the better jobs on the show.
He hasn't had a lot of
the duality.
Yeah.
Really well.
He definitely had to shine in this one, and he did. He definitely played the role. He's a prick. We see him as a prick. I have to also say that Cross, they come off a bit strong in this.
Yeah.
I was like, you are here to protect him. And that's what he brought up again. Remember, you're here to protect me. Then go after the bad guys. You said you got somebody, go find them. But you take your personal stuff about all the stuff you think you know about me out of it. Yeah. And he was like, all right. And then he comes over with that audio. But that was pretty cool. Right. So we get a quick jump to the precinct where we see the lieutenant. We don't see a lot of this lieutenant, this season, but she's there. She talks to John. She's upset. Why? Because everybody seems to be caught up in this case. She was like, all detectives.
All the homicide detectives are on their case, right?
Yeah, but that's incorrect, because John is dealing with that other case. Right, and he's helping out the other detective, the female detective. So he's already moved on doing the mom's case. He's not on the whole thing with Kayla and Cross, because they also walk in. So I was like, that doesn't really work. That doesn't make sense, because he was like, oh, she said, if they need more people, then they should send over more people. I don't have it. It was like, well, there's two different cases going on.
How many times have we seen the lieutenant so far?
This is, I think, the second. We saw her in like the first episode.
She said the exact same thing the first time. She comes in, she barks something at somebody, and they're like, are you sticking around? She's like, no, I got better things to do. And then traces off. It's kind of like they just keep throwing her in scenes to be the strong black lady in the scene.
or just to be the boss,
the
you know what
boss,
I mean?
yeah, the
To
boss
make
lady,
it,
yeah.
to make it seem like, oh, boss lady's here. But yeah, I don't know.
She's not
And
cutting it for me, but whatever.
it's not cutting
Neither
it.
here nor there.
Yeah. But anyway, Kayla walks in, sticks a picture of Luce up on the wall, tells all the other detectives, and I guess maybe this is what she was referring to, because once Luce walks in, it's like everyone's there, right? Was it what's his name? The other detective, not Escobar. What's his name?
Escobar.
It was Escobar.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I wrote that down. I just didn't believe it in my head. I was like, no, because he gave him a nickname. Cross gave him a nickname in like the first episode, right? Remember, he was calling him something else when he wanted him to look him. But anyway, sticks up the picture up on the wall. It's like, this is our target, and starts bringing. And then they go through the whole thing about why it's Luce, right? It's like, oh, she's got
hunt is now a woman hunt.
Yeah, and they're like, "What do you mean Lincoln wasn't good for it?" No. There's more to it, and he didn't fit the profile. She fits the profile. Lincoln was obsessed with this one and the whole thing, and he's like, "I don't know, man. There was another connection," and he finds out that he already did some digging, and that there was a connection with another woman in all of this back in the day, right?
Well, a lot of the evidence that they had didn't make sense because they were pursuing Lincoln. So in regards to him, this person wasn't connected. But now that they've switched the target, some of what they had in the boxes from the burnt up thing in DC all started to kind of click to them. Yeah,
all clicking, and then that's when he starts bringing up all the other stuff about what with the case and all that. So we'll see where it goes, but we know where it goes. This is where I was jumping in. This is with the Lucy in the bath. Aunt's in there washing her, sees the tattoo. Oh, this is for Lincoln. He would have loved it. He would have loved being alive. I shouldn't have done that. Well, you had to do what you had to do. That's part of the mission. You know better. Wait, where you going? Where you going? She just gets out of the bathroom, walks out. Doesn't want to hear it. You know, so
well, she's killed a lot of people so far, but that's the person that it seems to me that's the first person she had sex with and then killed directly after. She's not happy being the Black Widow.
But I think she really liked her, and she probably never had a super fan. Yeah. She's never really had a fan. Donnie, we get more with Donnie. Great story with Donnie.
Yeah, see, a good part of this episode. We'll get to that in a second.
Yep. But so we jump over to the precincts, right? I guess you would call it precinct, right? The police station, they're hanging out there. This is where we get more intel on the backstory, right? Where the guys, the other detective says, hey, I found some more info. He found out about the daughter for Gabriella that was on there. Remember, they linked to a case file, and long story short, she had a daughter. The daughter was 6 at the time. They looked her up. She's older. And then they're like, all right, we're putting this together, and she has an aunt. Right, and then they just started linking everything up. They're like, "Oh, the aunt was Claire Matthews, right? And then Luce is Rebecca Matthews, and they live out in Florida." And he was like, "Oh, we're in Florida." They mentioned a town that's not too far from the casino, you know, the Hollywood over there. Like, oh, yeah. I guess we're getting on a plane. We're flying out again.
Going back to Florida.
They do a lot of this, a lot of flying around, but you know what? We don't see any mention of Berto again. What's up with this kid? Who is watching this kid? Because we see later
he's out there in the ether. Poor Berto doesn't speak English.
He's got a hard life.
He's not at John's house. He's not at Alex's house. Where is the kid?
There's some things with the timing, and we brought this up off air that just don't add up. And it continues here because the next scene is with John showing up at the crime scene that his mom is involved in that whole thing. And there's still tape. There's still officers there. I mean,
that should be like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. Happened. This should have been a while. So what's going on?
At least 2 weeks ago, and there's still officers on site, and the door's still taped, and everything. It was awkward.
Very awkward. He goes in the kitchen.
The showrunners. Whoever, there's been different directors for every episode.
Yeah. Everything they usually do,
and the producers have something to do with this, right?
And the cuts and the editing. It's how they edit,
right? And edit. But yeah, they're really sloppy with the giving us a sense of time, and it's kind of unfortunate. But
it's unfortunate, but not every show could be 24. You ever watch 24?
Well, that's a cheat. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh man, but they nailed it. I remember watching. I'm like, you're gonna screw up. You're gonna screw up. It's gonna rain one scene and it's gonna be dry in the next. You're gonna screw. And they did it. They nailed it. Fantastic show. Bring it back.
Yep.
All right, so he shows up. He goes into the kitchen and says, "All right, this is where the body's here." He's with the other female detective. She's like, "Yeah." Now they bring up this whole thing about shots fired. Right? There was talks and they had audio. 5 shots
Reports
fired.
say there was 5 shots fired.
That's it. Report 5 shots fired, but she had audio, and he plays the audio. There's
bang,
6
bang,
shots.
bang, 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 bang. Yep.
Okay, they keep dwelling on this. In my brain, I'm like, yeah, there could be another bullet somewhere out there. Maybe it went out the window. Maybe it went in a body. It's I would think there's got to be somebody else. Another shot. Maybe somebody got shot, but we don't hear any scream or anything. You know, they just took it like a trooper. You know, and then that was it. But no, either way, he notices. Well, this is where the body was. Right, blood here, blood here, blood here. Oh, clean spot here. How did that happen? There's no way that it could be a clean spot here. So that means there was someone else. There's a witness. Dun dun dun.
Hold on. I'm seeing a problem. Hold on. I'm seeing a problem with this though. So John's reasoning. Bring it back. I'm rewind. John's reasoning is that there's 2 spots in the kitchen floor where there's blood, and if there's 6 shots and they're missing a bullet, and we know that the victim fell here where this blood puddle is, but wound up dying over here. This is where we found the body. Then why is there no blood dragged on the floor between where the person originally fell and where we found the body? Because there's an actual witness and this person is walking around with the 6th bullet in them. And so they got happy with this theory and take off. But if that's the case, don't you think they would have found out that blood is different from that blood?
Maybe. Go, you detective on the case.
I'm telling you, I should be doing this for a living.
You should be doing this for a living. God damn, you're too good. You're too good.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's the last we see of them. They're like, all right, we'll get back to this. But
was that the last of John? That was the last of John, right?
That's the last of John. That's it, because that's the story. This I can do without. I'm not this side story. Okay,
the whole Ladonna,
the whole thing with mom. We already got
murder.
We talked about it before. We already are upset about the whole Berto side story. You know, so I don't know if we
side
need
story. They abandoned Berto somewhere.
That's it. He's out there. Who knows where? Right?
They dropped his ass off.
That's it. We get an interesting scene real quick with Kayla and Cross. They made it to Florida, and again, he's just coming up with all these ideas. Now they found some info. They said that she committed a murder like 10 years ago or something, and they're like, how could she just stop like that? You know, and he was like, well, she likes to plan things out, and that's why she hasn't made any mistakes right now. She's meticulous, and this and this. Like, well, I guess
right. It's not chaotic vengeance because the cops are only aware of the last 3 murders, and they've all happened back to back to back, sort of. This is cold, calculated, planned out over years. Yeah,
but as we know, and we get into it a little more with it, and I think they sort of bring it up, but it's really the aunt, and that's what I'm getting from all this. It's the aunt that was the groomer
pushing it.
Because they said that her and the aunt went off the grid, and that's when they popped up with the new names. You know, in Florida,
the Matthews, right?
Yeah, the Matthews. So I'm thinking this is a lot of brainwashing going in, and we got that even in the tub scene where she
would have been
have to do this.
Was younger, but now Luce is an adult.
Oh yeah. Now
he's not liking being manipulated. Yeah,
no. So it's like as much as she made it seem like she's the one planning. At least that's how we were getting the info spewed out in the early episodes. It's really coming up that it's the aunt that's been pushing all the buttons. You know, so anyway, we get Kayla and Cross to show up at the house, and sure enough, she's there. She's
ding dong,
ding dong. Hola, como estás? How you doing? I'm doing good. How
right there at the door, and homegirl had no problem answering the door.
No
opened the door and stared at them like
no fear. Like, what you got? They don't have anything, and she realizes that. But they say, hey, we know who you are. We know your connection. What happened with Flink?
We know you're after Lance.
Yeah, we know you killed the other 2 dudes. They rattle everything. Yeah,
right there. Yep.
Yeah, the whole case it's just unfolding. They just spew it all out, and she's just like, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to say though, I think this was another one of the really good scenes in this episode. Yeah. Luce's reaction to them, her cold, calm, calculated reactions. She doesn't get surprised when they mention Lincoln.
No.
She does, like, she is.
And I don't buy it because, as we know, with Cross, he can detect if your eyes are dilating. Remember, he did the whole thing with Kayla when he was stalking her in front of her hotel room door, getting flushed in the cheeks. He must have, once he said Lincoln and stuff, there's no way. The way she's been so responsive and reactive.
He's no Sherlock Holmes, bro.
He is. How dare you? How dare
he
you?
is not.
I think they go. They were trying to go in that direction. That's the way I felt early on. They were definitely trying. Remember, he would get into the zone, detective mind. Even we did an audio clip of it before. Remember when John was saying, you do that little detective do whatever you do, you go into that zone.
Right? You do so
yeah,
well.
you do something. But anyway, Cross is like, you know what? When you're ready to really talk, give me a call. And if you don't, and you want to just party in the pants,
the door
call
on
me
his side.
anyway.
Oh,
anyway, come on, Kayla, it's too soon. I thought we hooked up. Yeah, but
So what you're saying? So what you're saying is none of the women are at fault in this show. It's Alex Cross that's the man who.
Cross is a hound dog. He gives them that look. Like, not only is he solving a case, but he's trying to figure them out. Hey, how you doing, baby? What you doing? Yeah, it's that's the vibe I get. He's always giving that face. Just the way it is. But anyway, he drops off the card, and there goes that. All right, we'll see what happens. Right now, this is interesting because this is where we get Elle and Jenny. Right, they're hanging out.
Alex's daughter, right? Yeah.
Yep. There's two scenes. We get two scenes with Elle and Jenny. Where's the brother? I don't know. Where's Berto in the house? I don't know. Does Elle even ask about Berto? She probably don't even know. Think about that. We have not seen them interact. We haven't heard Cross tell Elle, hey, by the way, will you come over to pick up my daughter?
When you go to see my kids and give me a strange Spanish kid there. Yeah.
You got that translator on your phone?
That.
I hope you do, because the kid don't speak English. But you know what? Don't worry, Jenny, she's down packed. She's like
obviously Jenny can speak Spanish, right.
Jenny, remember, she was the one. She was on point with all that. So, right. But anyway, it turns out that she left some hair ribbons from her track meet or something at the house, and she didn't make it.
Teachable moment.
Teachable moment. Says, hey, don't worry about it. This is how things are in life. You can't be perfect. Goes through that whole thing.
Yep, basically tells I know you're a young black girl. You feel like you got to help everybody and be perfect, but you can't. Forgive yourself, yada, yada, yada. And I love you. And so then Jenny's like, you love all of us?
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did say that.
Right? That's the first time.
Say that.
And of course, Elle's reaction is like, sure, I love you. I love you all. Yeah.
Oh.
But
yep. But wait, I got
very specific. Go ahead.
That's good. This is funny.
Because you're being everything to everybody?
No, baby girl. I'm here because I love you.
All of us?
Of course.
Oh, but not Berto, because I don't know about him.
I don't know about
Berto because it's over. But I had a feeling
because he almost got me killed. Why didn't she just tell her that?
She knows. Jenny was there when the brother got kidnapped and all the craziness with Nana's friend and the backstab. She should be more traumatic. Jenny should definitely be in some therapy and dealing with all kinds of issues. I can't be alone. Elle don't understand what I went through. They should be bonding on that. But they just brushed that off. And I knew right here when she was talking about, oh, family, you love all of us? It's like, yeah, I love all of you. I knew it. I was like, this is going to come up. Something's going to come up about the dad.
Yes, right.
So I was like, oh, man. All right. So where are we at now? Where are we at with this one? So then after they go through that whole scene, I think this is where we get the Donnie. Right? Wasn't this a Donnie scene?
Yeah, I think it cuts back to the three of them, Luz, Donnie, and the aunt in the kitchen in Florida. And they're giving Luz some more crap about you had to do it, stop crying about it. And, we all wish Lincoln wasn't dead, but it is what it is. But what you can't do is you can't go have another conversation with that cop guy. Can't do it. We had a plan. But the plan was for when we already killed Lance. This is too soon. You can't do it. And she goes, well, I'm going to do it, and I'm not asking. And so Donnie pulled the card, And Donnie's like, oh, cool. You're not asking? Bet we're taking a ride, and I'm not
There
asking.
we go.
Yeah, and then
Was
they wind
that
up.
there? All right, because all right. So real quick, there was a scene right before this. This was with Bobby calling Kayla, right?
Oh,
And then
right,
that
right,
was the
right.
whole thing. And then he was like, oh, and then that's when she says, all right, I need you to contact somebody who's going to fix the deep fake because she wants that
Right.
face removed. She
She's
wants
got
to
a
see.
tech at the FBI. She didn't want to
Mhm.
use any FBI assets before,
No,
but she's
no.
like, screw it. It's a
And she's
break in
not-
case of emergency, break glass
Yeah.
in case of emergency. Item.
Yep. And she's not coming clean with Cross because Cross walks in and he's like, oh, what's going on and the whole thing. And, she doesn't tell him anything. I thought they were
She's
on.
a schemer.
She definitely is because remember, she did come clean before they started doing the hanky panky over at the Roadhouse. Remember?
At the
When they were
Brown
doing
Chicken
that.
Brown Cow?
Yeah, because she said, and he said, I'm here to help. She was like, all right, well, I'll let you know. And she's not saying anything because she's doing a lot of shadiness. But it's important because this is where he gets a call from Luce, who says that she's ready to meet up. That's it. And then that's when we jump over and we see Donnie and Luce and everybody and the aunt. And it was like, you had to do this. And no, I don't want to do this. I got to meet. We were going to get the police involved anyways. Like, yeah, after the Lance thing. You can't do it now because they're going to block us. And you know what? I'm going to just say this. I think he's right. Because as we heard early on, and we all saw it in that scene where Lance was mouthing off to the Cross and the whole thing, he's rich. You know what I mean? It's like he could definitely he just came clean on TV on that talk show and said, I'll take whatever punishment they're going to give me. He knows they can't do anything because he's so ingrained with that food organization and then that seed that grows in the worst conditions that he plans on mass producing, right? And dealing with all that he feels he's untouchable. And that's where they're getting at with all this.
Most billionaires feel that way.
They do. They definitely do. So I understand where Donnie's coming from with all of this. It starts making sense. But anyway, right? We jump over real quick scene. We see Bobby Trey. He meets up with Bruce, and he says, "It's like, oh, who are you? Oh, we have a mutual friend. We have
Bruce
Kayla.
Is who? Who's Bruce?
Bruce is the tech guy, the
Bruce
FBI
tech
tech guy. Yep,
FBI
that's the
tech
guy.
Copy.
That's the break glass. That's the break glass that
That's
Kayla was talking about." Remember, she was like, "Oh, well, because that was, I guess, an unwritten." I mean, we didn't hear it. We know that Roy, the boss, bald boss, FBI boss, had told her when he first said, "Hey, this is all you. Like, no backup, no nothing." Okay, you're not sending anybody, but what about her just finding her own backup or help? And I guess that was also a no-no. This is like an episode of Survivor or something. You got to do it your own way. You got to, and he, I don't know. It was kind of weird all that because yet you still let her take Bobby Trey out of prison, so
well, he even says it later in the episode. We'll get to that too, but yeah.
But it was definitely interesting with all that and where that was going. Right. But then we see where Donnie and Luce, they show up and it looks like it was one of those factories, one of Lance's factories.
Well, as they're driving in through some kind of like beat up way, all overgrown and everything, there's an old sign there that says Press Book, which is Rich Guy's old factory, right? But as the camera pans up and out, you see that the factory's burnt down.
Yeah, burnt down.
Right.
And he explains his story. And this is a sad story, people. Oh man, it was so sad.
Yeah. Well, we've seen the burns on his arms before.
Yep.
We find out how.
His family lived near this factory, and what Lance and the Crest Book, they were disposing of the chicken waste on the land nearby the house, and it was producing these fumes that was making his family sick. The sister sick, dad got sick. It was contaminating the water. The whole thing was a mess, and he was just furious. So he decided to burn down the chicken coop. He was like, I'm gonna burn this place down. So he goes, he sets the chicken coop on fire, but then all of a sudden he hears the screams, and he couldn't understand it. And that's when he put it two and two together. He could not believe that the undocumented, the kids that he had working at this place, they were living in the chicken coop. And that was a thing. And I guess he tried to save them, but it didn't work. And it's like, that's his trauma that he's dealing with. And then we had to get his order. This was a speech.
Pain can be an anchor pulling us down, but it can be a reminder too. reminding us that we have a debt to the dead. And if you let that cop get in your head, we don't pay that debt. That means those kids, Lincoln, they die for nothing.
That's right. That's deep. That is deep. Like we get it. I mean, it's one thing to say something, nothing with like we're doing show and tell. Now, I don't know how long he's been friends with Luce. I don't know how long they've been partnering up to do all this, but I'm kind of surprised you didn't know this story. I would think if we're rolling together on something this serious, like taking out bad people around the world, I would know what's your motivation, right? Yeah, I would know this. I would think you would tell me this. I was surprised. I don't know about you, but I was a little bit surprised.
Okay, so she said, I'm over here with the mute on and I'm pointing. All right, so I hear you, but she said to him, oh, this is where it happened? As if she did know the story, but he had never been to the place and never seen it. Okay. So she knew that he had burnt someplace down and got all those burns on his arms. You can't hide that, right? And this was him just kind of filling in the gaps for her. Well,
then maybe she didn't know about the kids in the coop, because I can understand the whole thing. He said his family got sick, and that's motivation right there. That's it. It's like, oh, the factory's next to my family's house. Family got sick. I'm assuming they passed from the sickness, and now he wants payback.
Well, but he did all this. He brought her here because her last comment back at the house when she got all sassy and was like, and I'm not asking, was because the last thing she said right before that was, I killed him and I have to live with that.
Yeah.
So then Donnie was like, oh, okay, we're going to take a ride. And so this was him saying, I too killed innocent people and I have to live with that. And that's why we're doing this job.
But she gets a little sassy here too, because she was like, well, you didn't know. I knew with Lincoln. I knew. And I had to look him. There is a difference there. There is a difference. So then we jump over and we get the Cross and Luce at this restaurant here. Man, she cleaned up. She was all dialed up. Makeup, hair done, everything. We got Kayla in the back. It turns out she was late. Luce was late. Cross points that out. She was like, I'm giving you time to set up your surveillance. I had nobody here. Just a crazy Kayla over there. I tell you, we got something going on. If not, you could jump in on this too. I bought you a drink, right?
Hold on. Very important. Very important.
Yeah, let's go.
Before Luce walks into the restaurant to sit with Cross, Kayla up on the balcony gets a phone call from Boss Man back in DC.
Oh, and yeah, that's
he was mad nervous. They showed him real briefly in DC making the phone call. He's like,
that's right. That's right. That's
and
right.
She answers and he's like, get on the next plane to DC. And she's like, yeah, but boss, what happened? And click. So he wasn't even playing games. Then it cuts. Then she walks in the restaurant. He points Kayla out. Yeah.
That's a lot of flying around, but you know what? I get it. When they're doing shady stuff like this, you got to do it in person. You do it on the phone. You don't know if the other person recording.
Oh, they're FBI agents. They know better. Yeah,
exactly. They know better. They got to do it in person. That's right. Good call. That's right. That was a scene. Important scene. Right.
Yeah.
So then, that's where now we're at Cross and Lucy and the diner. This was another great scene here with the dialogue. A lot of back and forth going on between them. This is where Cross pulls his, when I put his Sherlock hat on, where he starts talking about the drink and all that stuff, and he was putting it together. He's like, how do you know I like this? Like, well, this is also from the first time when we met, and then with your mom and the dates and all this stuff.
He said,
with the chips that you put at the table.
Well, he said you ordered this drink at the casino, and then you placed your chips on 3 and 16, which, by the way, is your mother's birthday. And you ordered the drink because this was your mother's favorite drink. And so he just keeps connecting her mom to everything she does. So basically, he put on her the onus to be honest. Like, look, I figured you out. And I'm here because I want justice too. I want to stop this guy. I think he's a douche. We both agree on that. He's an evil man. But give us what you have on him, and I will do it the right way. And she balks at that and kind of gives him a little, well, no, you're just an errand boy. You currently work for him. Your badge means nothing. He'll get away with this.
And she's not wrong. But then he tries to one up with the trust. He turns off the little earpiece that connects the
Mhm.
mic that connects to Kayla. He says, you know what, F it, I'm gonna tell you. He talks about his wife dying. He can relate to loss, and all this stuff. And he knows this guy's a
Right.
bad guy. Yeah, he's hired to find whoever, but he wants to bring him down too. And he knows that she's doing it. She sort of comes clean with a lot of stuff too. She's like, he's got to pay. He's got to pay. It just has to happen this way. It's like,
She
no.
riled up and starts to cry, and so seems to think that he got in her brain, in her mind.
Oh, that was a tricky scene there, right toward the end, because I was not buying it. Because she starts crying, and he thinks, "Oh, I'm in. I'm connecting with her. This is gonna work out." Just stand down. It's like, all right, give me 24 hours. Give me 24 hours. And then we'll get this. Okay, good.
Then she stomps off, right?
No.
And then he goes upstairs to talk to Kayla about it. And Kayla's already on the phone. They're on the phone as he's leaving the table, and she's upstairs in the restaurant. They're on the phone. She's yelling at him. She's like, "What was that? Why did you turn off the mic? We don't have evidence. What are you doing? You're doing that solo crap again. Cut it out." And so then they get into a bit of a lover's quarrel. Oh, you're just saying that because you want to be the person in charge, and don't tell me what to do and all this.
It's her case. Remember, it's her case.
And she pulled it on him. She was like, "Oh, you think you had a great rapport? Let me guess. Did she cry?" And he went, "Yeah."
Well, you don't know. She's like, well, you think you got that effect on all the women? He just
she pulled the card on him. She pulled the card on him.
Yeah,
machismo.
and I'm same thing. She was like, this is out of character for her. You think she's just gonna turn off like that? That was it. She had this one sit down, not even 10 minutes, and it's like, you know what?
She's been murdering people for 10, 15 years, and she's just gonna give up now.
Oh, and she was definitely trying to connect on a personal, because she didn't call him Detective Cross. She was like, Alex, can you just give me some time? Remember, she trying to be, I'm connecting with you too. This is good.
They were playing each other.
They were definitely playing each other. Playing each other, right? But then Kayla's like, you know what? I don't got time for this. Where you going? I gotta go back to DC. I just got called back. I'm out. So then, and they don't waste no time too, because I'm assuming that was the airport, right? The parking lot at the airport. In DC. And she was like, oh wow, you're meeting up with me. I love that line. I should have did the order. Are we meeting up for a quickie here? What's up with this?
Yeah, because the boss was sitting in the parking lot in the car, and as she went to walk towards her car, he flashed the lights at her, some like spy move, and he gets out. She goes, "Oh, this is how we're gonna do it? Quickie in the truck." Exactly. And he's like, "No, we're just not having this conversation at the office. You messed up. And I'm not going down for it. So get your shit, give me your badge, give me your gun." He threatens her, and she ain't having it, right? Want to tell him what she did?
Well, it all comes down to Bruce. That's the whole thing. So some people were a little bit confused by all this, and it was Bruce. Bruce was the break glass. He's an FBI person. He works there, and the whole issue is that Roy, the boss here, doesn't want anyone else to know what's going on here because he's involved in it.
Right.
And so by her bringing another person in, especially somebody,
an FBI asset, which he told her not to use.
Yeah, then he can go and mouth off now. And that's a no-no.
Well, his boss called him, and now he's coming down on her. So he thought he had the leverage in this scenario. And she was like, "Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna go down like that."
No. And then she brings up the old serial killer from the last one, who was very well connected in the community and stuff like that. And it seems like he had dirt not only on him but also the boss that Roy took the position from, right? And then remember, she was like, "Oh, you don't just step over whatever, you push." And you were involved. That's what you interfered. You got yourself in this position, and
he knows he committed a crime to get the job.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you want to play this out?
She blackmailed the boss. That's a crazy twist, because you're never going to be able to work with that person again. Those two people can't work together ever again. You tried to blackmail her. She tried to blackmail you. And that's
my question here for this scene though is like, when did she have this information? When did
she just kind of pulled that out of her purse?
She should have thrown this out earlier when he was like, "You can't get any help." And he was like, "Well, if I don't get help, then you're not going to get any help because I got some dirt on you, buddy."
Yeah.
but she didn't. She was holding
feels
that card.
It feels very coincidental and convenient. Convenience the word I'm looking for. Very convenient.
Unless I mean, this is a quick fix. Quick fix is like, she calls up Bobby and says, "Hey, Bobby, thanks for handing off that intel." Because remember, he was close with the serial killer Ramsey in the last one, so he would have definitely had that info. So maybe she can give a little thanks. I'm sure. Okay. Yep. Then he jumps over to her place, and Bruce shows up, and he's like, "Roy sent me over. Let's get ready in the kitchen."
Yeah, he showed up all pissy. Whatever, get out of the way.
Right, I just gotta go and do this. So there you go. Then here we go. This is the last scene with Jenny and Ellie. And Elle, I said Ellie. Ellie, I said it again. Elle, and they're hanging out at the house, and this is where I knew it was gonna come up. I knew it was gonna come up. And she's talking, and she's like, I don't know why they bring up a planner. I knew the whole thing about Cross was going to go. But it's like,
because she showed her. So Elle gave Jenny a blank planner. She goes, I like to write things down, and this is what I do. And she brought out her planner, and she's like, look, and you see how I organize everything by task. And Jenny looked down, and she's like, who's Trevor?
Who's Trevor? I was hoping he was going to say a last name next to it. Or something, because I remember there was some again, it was brought up in the comments like, what if TK is Trevor in last name, whatever? If he is, and that's how they connect the story with John and the mom, and why the mom doesn't want to rat him out because he's a big to-do in the community. That's why, I don't remember him seeing it. I remember before on the phone. It's like episode 1, I think it was.
It just says Trevor. It just said Trevor on the phone.
It did. Yeah, it didn't. She didn't put the last name.
I wonder if his last name is like Kingston or like.
Oh, they're definitely leaving that out on purpose. When it does come up, they know it's gonna a light bulb.
That's an interesting theory. I like that. You go, Adam. You go.
That wasn't me. That's not me. I'm just saying. Again, blatant truth in the comments. Dropping the bombs. Dropping the bombs. Brought that up, and I was like, all right, you know what? I think you're on point with that. That works for me.
That's a good one.
And it connects the story, because right now she's just a babysitter,
right?
So anyway, she's like, hey, is this your boyfriend? And it's like, well, maybe. Does Dad know? Does my dad know? He's like, yeah, he knows. But you said you loved us. You said we're a family. Oh Lord, why are you doing it to me? She's like, what? We're different. I don't want this type of family. I don't want your damn planner. Get the step and get out my house. I thought she was gonna go off on her, but this is not what she wants.
She's an upset 12-year-old girl. What can you do?
She's dealing with a lot. She lost her mom. Her brother got kidnapped last season. The serial killer, and she even said, she's like, this is complicated. It's not gonna happen. I'm always gonna love you. I'm always gonna be there for you. But that's
clearly Jenny's a daddy's girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's
cool. I like that she defended Alex. That was cool.
It's true, but she doesn't know. She could call Daddy. You know what else says she don't want me? He's like, all right, I got you maybe a new mommy. She's coming over. Her name is Kayla.
So what do you think of white ladies?
Exactly. She's pretty cool. Got a good job. Little shady. A lot shady. Doing some crazy. Doesn't tell me all the secrets. All right. So then we're back at Kayla's place. We got Bruce there. She was like, all right, can you just peel my face off that video and let's just call it a day? I want to see who's under there. That's not how this works. He breaks down the whole thing about the frame by frame, and you have to find things out. And while he's saying, he's making it seem like it's going to take a long time. But he's basically just saying, I did this. I've been going through frame, and this is it. And she's like, what? Felicia?
Who's Felicia?
I don't know.
You didn't know either?
Put in the comments.
I thought I missed something, but maybe we did. Both of us don't know yet.
Maybe it's somebody from season Uno.
Felicia.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe season Uno. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know Felicia. But
hi, Felicia.
Right there goes that. Cross calls Kayla. Right, she was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm gonna go do this meeting." He's like, "Oh, I told you not to do it. You're gonna get back up." "Oh, I'm okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great." And then, oh no, what happened?
Yeah, he gets T-boned.
Man, he gets T-boned. The car goes flipping. He comes falling out. His arm falls off. His leg breaks.
Oh, stop lying. Stop lying. The car
I'm
flips and does the dramatic roll.
it's true.
But
It's true. You know what? Wear your
not missing
seatbelt,
any
people.
limbs.
Wear your
right?
seatbelt, right? He was wearing a seatbelt.
Mhm.
But this was intentional, right? And we'll get to why, because then we see the senator, Ashford. Now, this was the senator. This is another. I don't know if he was officially a target, but it's really about the mom.
They mentioned him earlier in the episode. So that the name is familiar.
This was the long form case that the other detective at the precinct had brought up, right? About the mom, and the mom was a judge, but also worked with Lance.
She had tried to report it to the mom of the senator.
Yep.
So her last name was the same, Ashford.
Yep.
Judge Ashford.
And got her mom killed. That's what Luce thinks. She was like, oh, because of that, because her mom was a doctor. She tried to bring all this, but didn't know that this guy's mom was dirty. She's a dirty. She was working for Lance, and she threw a whole bunch of papers up on the desk, like 43 different case files. And was like, hey,
43 dismissals of
of
child labor, all the bad stuff.
Everything bad that happened at this factory that Lance had.
And he seemed legitimately surprised. He was like, nah, no way, not my mom. No.
My mom was great. She made high pockets for my friends. No. She was legit. What are you talking about?
For the viewers, do know that all of this is happening in the senator's office.
Yeah.
He got an audience with him under the guise that she's from an organization that was going to create what do you call it when you go to university? A scholarship in the mom's name.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she got the audience with the senator.
She said he was like, there's supposed to be 4. There was only 1. She was like, yeah, everybody knows show. They flaked. I don't know. But I'm here and I got words. Here we go.
Yeah.
But once they go and
she broke words with him.
She definitely broke words with her. Right. Shout out to House of Azure. God damn, I love that show. Can't wait till it comes back next week. Hopefully. No, it's not coming back. But I think it's gonna get renewed. I really do. This is the part that threw me off. I wasn't expecting this. She walks behind him on the wall. There's a bunch of pictures, and she slices open one, and she takes a picture out.
Did you see her scoop the letter though? Like on the download? Did you catch that?
I saw, but I didn't understand why. I
thought she was gonna stab him in the neck.
Yeah,
she came around the desk. He stood up. She walked right into his face and said a whole bunch of stuff to him. She's like, your mom paid for your house, your car, your 2 marriages, all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
she came at him hard, and then she turned around and grabbed the picture off the wall, rando picture, flipped it over and slashed the paper on the back and took a photo out of it and handed it to him. And what was on the photo, Adam?
Her mom's, the shadiness.
Her mom, a whole bunch of other judges, Lance.
But how does she know?
That was weird because I didn't pick up on how she knew that the photo was in that picture in the senator's office. That's a little weird.
I don't know how she knew.
Yeah, if you heard something she said that says, she said something about she left this for you. But that doesn't say how she knew where it was.
He had a lot of contacts and stuff like that. So influence. Right. That's what she left him, along with all the other stuff.
But it was the proof in the pudding because his face was like his jaw dropped after that. He's like,
yeah, and it came off genuine though. I don't think he knew.
No, I don't think so either.
And why would he? I mean, that's the mom's business. She's a judge. I'm sure she handles all kinds of cases. But she was taking a lot of money, and that's what she threw in his face. Like, oh, he paid for everything that was happening in your life, school, right? And this and that. That's all from that. Well, maybe she was a judge. She was making bank, but come on now. But we get what you're saying, Luce. We get it. But you know what we don't get? We don't get how Cross over here survived this, because that T-bone was pretty brutal. And he seems okay. Now, we don't see him get out of the car, but he's upside down. He's alert. He's moving. He's trying to reach for his gun. And we hear footsteps.
Out of reach. Yep.
Right? Out of reach. We hear footsteps. Someone's walking to the car.
Seatbelt won't let him go. Yep.
Right? And it's Donnie. We can recognize his voice. It's Donnie coming up. So now we know that they were in on it. Meaning with Luce and Donnie. This was the setup. This was a plan. Kayla was right.
Her telling Alex at the restaurant, give me 24 hours, and then sending Alex a text, meet me at this place at 2 p.m. was actually a setup. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't pick up on that. And that's how he knew where to get him, right? T-bone him.
Yeah. She that whole speech that we played that Donnie gave her, that worked.
So Kayla was right. She cried and you fell for it.
Right. Yep. There you go. Pulls her. But then just when he's about to finish off the job, he gets attacked. Right, car shows up, shooting, and whole big thing happened. They're fighting. We don't really see, but then we do. We get to it, and it's Bobby Trey to save the
Bobby comes to save the day. Minnie Mouse himself.
Oh man, he's there. One man army. They're fighting. They're doing the whole thing. Cross is still trying to reach for it. Can't do it. What was that? I think it was Donnie that whipped out the knife. Right.
Well, Donnie always. That's his first weapon. Well, actually. Both these dudes, their first weapon of choice is a blade. I don't know if you've noticed that. They love carrying the knife.
They carry the knife. We saw Donnie pull it on the jogger, in the last one.
Right.
But one of the knives gets, one of their knives gets knocked to the ground, not too far off from where Cross. He's trying to reach to grab it. Can he get it? But man, Bobby Trey took a swing. Oh, Donnie just picked him up and just ragdolled him. Just swung him against the car.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's it. He's done. He's knocked out. There's no way. We got Cross reaching forward. It's like, oh, is it going to happen? I don't think anyone thought that Cross was going to die, but he can get severely hurt. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
His hand gets stepped on by Donnie. He steps on it. Like, not this time, buddy. It's about to drop. Pop, pop. You hear gunshots. Donnie gets shot, but he goes running. I don't understand that. I thought,
well, he caught it in the shoulder or something like that. When the camera cuts, even he had thrown Bobby against the truck. Bobby fell. He looked like he was out. Hence, Donnie coming around to try and finish the job with Alex. But bang bang, camera cuts. Bobby grabbed Alex Cross's gun that had fallen out of the car and shot him through the car past Alex Cross. Into Donnie. Donnie took it in the shoulder, bounces,
he goes off,
gets back in the truck and takes off. Right.
And then Bobby, he even says, he's like, hey, how you doing, Cross? Oh, Bobby Trey. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, and then he takes off as well. And he's like,
Cross was not happy to see Bobby Trey.
No,
now,
but
you have to realize this is also the first time Cross is seeing Bobby Trey out of jail. And Bobby Trey was part of the case against Ramsey in season 1.
Oh, yeah.
So this was a big surprise for Cross to see Bobby Trey show up next to his car and fight Donnie. The only reason he doesn't totally flip out is that he was fighting Donnie, saving his life.
And he said, "I'm sending here, Kayla. Kayla thinks you're, important, worth saving.
Yeah, worth saving." And then gets up and because he got hurt too.
Oh, he got hurt. He definitely got
hurt.
And then he just takes off. So it's like, okay. And that's it. And that's how the episode ends. What's going to happen? I think Cross is going to be fine. I think
a lot of roosters are coming home. A lot of roosters.
We're getting close to the end, so there's going to be a lot.
How many episodes?
7, maybe 7 or 8. I got to take a look.
Really?
Yeah, this is episode 5. No.
All right. All right. Yeah, everybody's doing 8-episode seasons lately.
7, 8, some 6, 7.
And then it takes 2 years to come out with season 3. And
right, there we go. So overall, good episode. Like we said in the opening, this was the best so far for this season.
I'd have to agree.
It was a great dialogue back and forth with the actors.
More like the Alex Cross we want.
Yes. Definitely more of the character we want. Please listen, showrunners. Please understand if you can get
filled already, buddy.
It's like I know. I mean, for the next season, if there is,
right. Yeah.
We can do without all the bedroom shenanigans. We don't need it. We don't need it. He doesn't need this. Cross doesn't need this. So this whole thing, I don't know where they're going with it. Maybe, who knows? We don't know. Maybe they did a focus group and surveys, and they're like, hey, what do you think we need in this? We need more sex, bedroom action. All right, then we'll do it.
It's part of the algorithm. That's how they make stuff these days.
It could be. But overall, it was good.
Good
It progressed the story. We got a lot of action. We got a lot of storytelling. We got a lot of story progression. And that's what we want.
Story progression, figuring people's out background stories, which is important for motivation. So
nobody wants filler. I hate filler episodes. I hate episodes of this blah 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 blah, and then nothing goes on. I'm like, oh, then we'll just wait till next week. The only thing that I'm upset about, and again, people in the comments are bringing this up. What the hell with Roberto? What's the point of that story? Nothing was brought up here. We still don't know what's going on with him. And Nana, I don't know. Is she back? Is she not back? Maybe she's hanging with the kid. Is he still in school? Is that what they're saying? But then we never saw Elle ever.
The next time we see Roberto, he's going to be 17 years old.
He's going to be fluent in English.
Everything working at the donut shop.
He's going to be a completely different person. It's going to be, they're going to upgrade him and have a different actor playing him.
Yep.
But we'll see. I'm sure that'll probably come up next in the next episode. Because then they have the sister, right? I put in the comments, I was telling people, I think that's going to be the connection. I think the whole point of this is that Roberto's not here for the long haul. He's not going to be, crosses, Roberto Cross.
That's right. The sister in Ohio.
I think they're going to reunite. And once they do, she didn't look like she was a minor. She's definitely younger, but I don't think she's a minor. And I think she's going to take him and go back to Mexico. I think once they reunite, pull that off,
be the catalyst in the case against Lance.
Maybe it could be, but they have a strong enough case. I don't think Lance is going to survive this season. That's just me. I think something bad is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be by Luce's hand or Cross's hand, maybe both their hands. Maybe it's a big fight. I mean, I have a feeling Nate is going to get involved. That's the security. Ooh. She's going to be like a John Wick character. I wouldn't be surprised, and there's a whole big fight. Who knows?
What's the over-under? What's the over-under? Lance gets shot.
It's got to be over. It's got to happen.
You think so?
Yeah, it's got to happen. It's got to.
Or is it just cups? Is it cut? Because either way, I think he's going down. Is it cups? Or is he gonna freak out and try and stand up for himself in episode 8 and go out like a trooper?
No.
Cups are shot. What's the over/under? You tell us, folks.
Yeah. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna hightail it. That's why he's got security to throw hands for him. He's not gonna do anything. He's not going to do any of that stuff.
Agreed.
But hey, thanks. If you made it this far, that's fantastic. Thank you for checking this out. We'll be back for episode 6. Also, this comes out on Wednesday, and on Friday, you'll see our myself and Josh's coverage of Monarch Legacy of Monsters season 2. That's back. That was good. The first episode, great. We got Kong. Don't say King Kong. It's Kong, people.
Right.
Island. They do the whole connection with the island and stuff. Okay. Really cool. Kurt Russell's in there. Wyatt Russell.
What's that streaming on?
Show. That's on Apple TV, people. There you go. Apple TV. That's on Friday. That comes up, and then we'll have our coverage also on Friday. That'll drop every week. That's a weekly release. That's not one of those binge ones. So if you didn't watch it, definitely the first season, it's worth checking out. It's been a few years, since the last one. I think it was like 2023.
So it's not connected to the movies?
It is.
And there's also been another season already.
Yes, it's connected to the Skull Island and all the stuff that's going on.
I saw that one with Kong on Skull Island.
But they don't cut back to it. It's the story they connect to, but not with the characters. It's a weird dance that they play, with the whole thing, but it's definitely there. They'll mention some of the crew that were there that went out there and died and all that stuff.
Just to make the connection, right?
Yeah, to make the connection. And that's where Kong lives.
I'll have to check it out.
Very good. So yeah, we had fun. We had fun with that first one. That first episode. If you watch it, you check it out. People are gonna be like, "Oh wow, this is great." A lot going on. Introduce a new monster, which is great. Godzilla, of course. We'll see. Go watch it and then come to the channel and check it out. Our coverage. But again, thanks again for the likes, the subs, the follows, the hypes, all that stuff. It's all been great. All right, everybody. Peace.
Deuces.